from then, when I was working with women with schizophrenia and men with schizophrenia back when I was working at a day treatment center before graduate school, all the way through all of my clinical training, all of my research, I have been struck again and again by the benefits but also the harms of specialized services.
Right.
And, I think mental health is one of those specialized services that is so problematically separated from other services, so that women have to divide themselves into little pieces to get, and then come to define themselves by those fragmented pieces. And especially poor women who have to check off the boxes, right? I'm homeless, I'm substance abusing, I'm domestic violence. Check off them as if they're this array of problems, and that's how, in an intake, that's how they have to greet the people who are supposed to help them. And then they get told to go here, here, here,
and then they have to run all over the place.
Right. When
they don't even have a means of transportation.
Right, and then when they don't, they're called resistant or non-compliant and not ready for treatment. So that has felt like a bind to me, yes, since then. And in all the work I've ever done with poor women, it's the first thing they say, like, another service where I'm going to be the fuck up who, has some big tall white man tell me how to be and what I need, and drugs. They all are deathly afraid that drugs will just be thrown down, or they'll be forced to never invite a relative over again because that's the rule in the only subsidized housing they can get, where it's restricted visitation or visiting, and so the full frame approach came. These inchoate ideas that actually became the full frame approach were what propelled me to get involved with ROAD and to help develop ROAD, because it is a program that tries to address all of women's needs in the context of safe relationships and peer support. And then I met Katja Fels, who is a collaborator now, who was the executive director of On the Rise, just this amazing, fascinating program for marginalized women, mostly homeless, mostly mentally ill, mostly many substance abusing women who are like living under bridges, and for whom mainstream services have entirely failed. They're not running around anymore. They're giving up. And she developed a program that I came to understand and see was just really working for the people for whom nothing else was working. And ROAD, from my evaluation of it, seemed to be working for women for whom nothing else was working. And she and I got together, and she's very intellectually curious, and we just decided we should sit down and just talk our way through what it is that makes these programs that make these programs work, makes them different from other programs, makes them sort of the same as each other, even though their target population is entirely different and their program elements are entirely different. What is the sort of animating spirit of both of them, or are there principles that we could derive? And we spent countless hours at my dining room table just talking, and then we talked to other people too, in programs that seemed to be like ours, and out of all this we developed the set of principles which we have decided is a way of thinking about services that work, and as a model for thinking about replication differently, rather than sort of replicating program elements the way most people do. Oh, I like this. You have this target population, you have this many visits, and you have this outcome, and is sort of the idea of having programs replicate principles, which...
so the form could be different as long as the underlying principle is replicated. Yeah.
Exactly. And so we've written a couple things about these principles and practices, and she is... it is the full circle of my policy versus practice dilemma, because she is the most amazing fundraiser and mover and shaker and social changer. I mean, it is unbelievable. She has already sort of obtained hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Full Frame initiative. It's hers, and I am a big help. I'm the lesser partner, a different full-time job, but it is really her baby. And this Full Frame initiative, her vision is that soon, one day in America, you will be funded as a full frame program, that foundations will put out calls for proposals for full frame programs. Right. And there will be an understanding.
If it ain't a full frame program, you don't get the funding.
Exactly. Exactly. And there will be this view in the land, this is how she talks, throughout our country. There will be a view that Specialized services are the bricks,
Yeah.
and you need mortar.
Yeah.
And these so that there's something wrong with specialized services, but you need the mortar between the bricks to sort of prevent the women from falling through the cracks.
Yeah.
And